Hey there, word lovers! Today we're diving into the surprising and fascinating origins of 25 English words. Get ready for some serious linguistic time travel. The word robot comes from the Czech word robota, which means forced labor or drudgery. The term was first used in a 1920 play by Karel Čapek called RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots. In the play, robots are artificial workers created to free humans from, well, robota. Little did Čapek know that his robots would go on to capture our imaginations and spark endless debates about the future of work and technology. The word alcohol comes from the Arabic word alcool, which initially referred to a finely ground powder, especially coal, that ancient Egyptians used as eye makeup. Fast forward to the medieval period, and alchemists adopted the term to describe any purified substance, including distilled spirits. Over time, the word alcohol stuck specifically to those potent liquids that, let's just say, can make us see double. The word avocado comes from the Nahuatl word aguacatl, spoken by the Aztecs. Now, here's the thing, aguacatl didn't just mean avocado, it also meant testicle. The avocado's shape reminded the Aztecs of a certain part of the male anatomy. When the Spanish conquistadors encountered the avocado, they adopted the word as aguacate, and eventually it morphed into the avocado we know and love today. Ketchup, that tangy, sweet and savory condiment, has a surprisingly global history. The word itself comes from the Hokkien Chinese word ketchup, which referred to a fermented fish sauce. Traders brought this pungent sauce from Southeast Asia to Europe, where it went through a few culinary makeovers. By the 19th century, Americans had transformed it into the tomato-based condiment we know and love today. Taboo carries a weight of seriousness, of things forbidden and off-limits. This power comes from its origins in the Tongan language. Tapu, as it's spelled in Tongan, means sacred or forbidden, and it played a central role in Polynesian societies. Captain James Cook encountered the word on his voyages in the 18th century and brought it back to Europe, where it evolved into taboo. When we're searching for a clue, we're looking for a guide, a thread to help us unravel a mystery. Clue originates from the Greek word clue, which means, you guessed it, a ball of thread. Think of the classic myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. Ariadne gave Theseus a ball of thread, a clue to find his way out of the labyrinth, cementing the connection between a physical thread and the metaphorical idea of guidance. Salary from salt to paychecks. The word salary comes from the Latin word salarium, which referred to the money paid to Roman soldiers specifically for salt. Salt was a precious commodity in ancient times, sometimes even used as currency. It was essential for preserving food, and Roman soldiers received a special allowance to buy it. Over time, salarium evolved to mean any regular payment for work. The word muscle comes from the Latin word musculus, meaning little mouse. The ancients thought that flexing muscles looked like little mice scurrying under the skin. The word panic originates from the god Pan, a mischievous and wild deity associated with nature, forests and flocks. Pan had a knack for startling people. His name became associated with sudden irrational fear, hence the word panic. The sandwich, a culinary masterpiece that's there for us in all of life's situations. Legend has it that the sandwich was invented by, or at least named after, John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich. The story goes that the Earl was so engrossed in a gambling marathon that he didn't want to leave the table for a proper meal. His solution? He asked for meat to be brought to him between 2 slices of bread, and thus the sandwich was born. The word quarantine comes from the Italian phrase quaranta giorni, meaning 40 days. During the Black Death, the city of Venice enforced a 40-day isolation period for ships arriving from plague-stricken areas. This practice, believed to prevent the spread of the disease, gave us the word quarantine. The word penguin comes from the Welsh words pen, head, and gwyn, white, referring to the great auk, a now extinct flightless bird. When European explorers ventured south and encountered penguins, they saw a resemblance to the great auk and transferred the name. Horde comes from the Turkic word ordu, meaning camp or army. The word entered European languages during the Mongol conquests of the 13th century, led by Genghis Khan. Horde became associated with large, often overwhelming groups. Cliché comes from the French word cliché, which was the term used to describe the sound made when a metal printing plate was cast. These plates were used to create multiple copies of the same image or text. Over time, cliché came to mean anything that was overused or unoriginal. The word malaria comes from the Italian phrase mala aria, meaning bad air. For centuries, people believed that breathing the air near swamps and marshes caused malaria. We now know that it's caused by a parasite transmitted through mosquito bites. But the word malaria remains a reminder of a time when the causes of disease were shrouded in mystery. The word pumpernickel is thought to be a combination of nickel, a mischievous sprite or demon in German folklore, and pumpern, which referred to flatulence. It seems that the bread's dense, hard-to-digest nature inspired this rather unappetizing name. Pumpernickel, the dark, dense and slightly sweet bread, has a name that's as unique as its flavor. The word lemon can be traced back to the Arabic word layman. From there, it traveled through Persian, limu, and Italian before reaching English. The lemon's linguistic journey mirrors the actual spread of citrus fruits from Southeast Asia through the Middle East and into Europe. Berserk comes from the Old Norse words ber, bear, and circa, shirt. Berserkers were warriors who fought with a trance-like fury, often wearing bearskins into battle. Their name has become synonymous with unbridled rage. Nice is such a, nice word, but would you believe that this word once meant something closer to foolish or ignorant? The word nice comes from the Latin word nescius, meaning ignorant or unaware. In Middle English, it evolved to mean foolish or silly. Over time, it softened to mean dainty or delicate before finally settling on its current meaning of pleasant or agreeable. The word candy can be traced back to the Arabic word quandi, which means made of sugar. Kandi itself comes from the Persian and Sanskrit word kanda, meaning piece of sugar. These linguistic connections highlight the ancient sugar trade that brought this sweet substance from India to the Middle East and eventually to Europe. The word jeans comes from the French word jeans, which is the French name for Genoa. Genoa was known for producing a sturdy cotton fabric that was used for sailors' clothing. Levi Strauss saw the potential of this durable fabric and used it to create the first pair of jeans during the California Gold Rush. The word cobalt comes from the German word kobold, which means goblin. Miners in Germany believed that mischievous spirits, or kobolds, were responsible for the toxic fumes and dangerous conditions they encountered while mining silver. Nightmare comes from the Old English words mare and night. Mare referred to a malevolent spirit or demon believed to sit on a sleeper's chest, causing feelings of suffocation and terrifying dreams. Nightmares, those vivid, often terrifying dreams that jolt us awake in a cold sweat, have haunted humanity for centuries. So, next time you have a nightmare, you can blame it on an ancient evil spirit. Decimate comes from the Latin word decimare, meaning to take 1/10. It referred to a brutal form of punishment in the Roman army. If a legion, a unit of Roman soldiers, was found guilty of mutiny or cowardice, 1 out of every 10 soldiers was chosen by lot and executed. Today, decimate means to destroy or kill a large part of something. Whiskey comes from the Gaelic phrase uisce beata, which means water of life. When distillation techniques reached Ireland and Scotland, the Gaelic-speaking people applied this evocative phrase to the potent spirit they produced. And so uisce beata became whiskey, or whiskey, a fitting name for a drink that's been both a source of comfort and a symbol of celebration for centuries. Thanks for joining us on this linguistic journey. We've traveled through time and across cultures, uncovering the surprising, funny, and sometimes downright strange origins of the words we use every day. If you enjoyed this deep dive into etymology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating content. See you next time.